How to get around, what do you do? And so I'm looking for little Gardy because I know he's got to be in here somewhere because all the evidence said he was. But in the meantime, I was instructed by the Haitian police because we always work with police. We're not a rogue unit. We work under the jurisdiction of whatever jurisdiction we're in. And they told me, they said, Tim, if they're selling kids, which most likely they are, buy them, accept the deal because we need the evidence. I got cameras all over my body, right? Hidden. And so we're going to get the evidence. So I'm looking for a kid to buy and I don't think it matters. And I'm looking around and in that moment, in fact, there's an image of this in the documentary that you saw from the undercover camera. This little boy turns and walks towards me. And I just pick him up and I just look at him like, this is the one I'm going to buy in the sting operation. Well, then I find out shortly after that he has a sister, this amazing little girl who's been saving his life, by the way. I tried to give her, at one point, I was holding this little boy looking for Gardy, and I had one of my colleagues keeping the traffickers busy. And there's these dark outbuildings on this compound. And I'm going in there so my camera can pick up everything. And that's when I get introduced to this little girl. She follows me in here. I'm holding the little boy. He's my excuse to kind of get in. I get him to kind of point and so if anyone's watching, like, oh, this kid wants to show him his room or whatever.
Yeah. Where are your friends?
Exactly. So I get in and this little girl's followed me in. And I swing around, I look at her, and she's looking at me like, if looks could kill. Oh, yeah. I'm like, I loved it. I'm like, who's this brave little girl that's just like, what's up? And so I give her a candy bar. These kids are all starving, by the way. We medically confirm later. I give her a candy bar, and I'm like, take this and go away. And I knew something was up when I gave this little kid, because even my kids, right, who are not starving, they don't do what she's about to do, right? They take their candy bar. If I need to go outside and eat it, Dad, I'm going to, as long as I get it. This little girl takes this starving little girl, doesn't take her eyes off me or the little boy, breaks that candy bar in half, hands the other half into the hands of the little boy. Again, I have experience with kids. Kids don't do that.
Yeah.
That's not their muscle memory. This is muscle memory for this kid, this little girl. So then I realized, what have I done? This is the sister. And so I put little boy down. She grabs the little boy and pulls him in and just stands between me and him, which I'm just loving. I'm just like, I've never seen so much love in action. Like, and I kneel down and I break the cardinal rule of undercover operations and I tell them who I am. I said, I'm here for you. I'm not, you'll never be a part again. So then that leads us to then telling the traffickers, we want to buy both the kids, which increases the price. So, but again, I think it's just a sting operation. Sure. We're just going to use these kids. I just want to keep them together and I'll make sure they get into a good home later, a good aftercare home. So the whole thing blows up and it's beautiful. I mean, in a good way. They take the bait, they sell the kids to us. The cops come in, everyone gets arrested. And, but the kicker is the little boy's not there. Gardy is not there. He's been sold already. And I have to go have this conversation with his father who's waiting in another room. I'm sorry, in another hotel.